Folks, we're in Toronto, Canada with RM Sothebys, touring the most insane super and hypercar collection we have ever seen. We were told there's a secret knock here to let me in.
Dude, you got the secret knock on the first time?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
No, wait, did you hear me say it was a secret knock? Oh, okay. That was... So I'm blindfolded, probably walking around millions of dollars worth of super and hypercars. I'm a little nervous because the liability on that would be a lot. Should we stop a second and show the viewers that I'm not looking? This, Jack. wait, were you actually over there? Our dear friend Mitchell is showing us and guiding me around.
There's just casual 720S in front of us.
Oh, fantastic. Folks, I have no idea where I am in the showroom here, but I presume it's somewhere towards the front, somewhere with some action, some supercars, some hypercars. Not exactly sure, but we didn't hit anything, so that's always good news. And the moment of truth. In 3, 2, 1. All right, hold on, let me adjust. Okay, I'm facing the door. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. But still, we have a Golf livery, Harley Davidson, I believe. No, Triumph. I'm not a motorcycle guy, relax. We also have a Golf livery, McLaren 720S. What else? We have a waiting room. That looks expensive. Oh, it's all jerry cans. All right, I'm gonna block it out so we don't get demonetized here. Oh my God. I don't know anything about the motocicletas, so don't ask. Just soak it all in, folks. This is one person's collection. One individual owns the whole thing. The unattainable is invariably attractive. I don't really know what that means. Folks, starting off in the Ferrari quadrant, we have a Maserati MC12, which is obviously not a Ferrari. But after touring David Lee's collection, I never thought I would see the big five in one place, but here we are. We have an F40. Right behind me, we have a LaFerrari that still has the wrap on the seats. To my left, we have a Ferrari Enzo. Right next to it, we have the F50. This is a Testarossa, which is not part of the big five. But if you look to my right, you'll find the 288 GTO, an SF90, and a 575. Fun fact, while we are over by the Enzo, this is the first unit in North America. The first one. And when I say the paint job is absolutely immaculate, I mean, whoever's wheeling this thing, bravo. These two special cars right here, the 288 GTO, previously owned by famous PGA professional Ian Poulter. And to my right, this Christen Car Spec Bugatti Veyron was owned by none other than Simon Cowell. He might be a rather aggressive individual when it comes to rating performers, but he did have good taste in cars. I'm not gonna act like I know a ton about old Ferraris. I mean, obviously a gorgeous car, but Jack, this way please. This way, please. Look at the size of the tachometer and speedometer. You can see that from 3 cars behind. It's probably the most valuable Ferrari here, by the way, and look behind it. These old Ferraris, I can't keep up. My guess is gonna be a 275 GTB, but you can let me know that I'm totally incorrect in the comments below. Moving on, we have a silver CGT, and right next to it, a Golf livery for GT, which is limited to just over 300 units. And if you'll move past this big black pillar here, you'll find what I thought was a Lamborghini Reventon at a quick glance, because it's a very similar spec, but it's just an OG Aventador. And then right next to it, one of the more valuable cars in this entire collection, the Lamborghini Miura SV, also in immaculate condition. All of these cars are the most pristine I've ever seen. As we move through the collection, we're gonna keep one-upping the cars that we think are the most valuable. Next to the Lamborghini Miura, we have a blue on red 300 SL Roadster. That might take the cake. I don't know. This could be half the price of that. That could be triple the price of this. We're not informative. We're just showcasing, folks. Folks, we're gonna talk more cars here, but just take a moment to soak it all in. Folks, obviously this is a car collection, but cars aren't the only thing this gentleman is collecting, and not the only thing that is for auction here at the RM Sotheby's. Folks, we have scaled down F1 cars. We have even more scaled down cars, probably extremely rare and valuable. Full-size Rolex clocks for each time zone. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to finish. This big Ferrari book. Where do you even get this stuff? Is this the Bible for Formula One? I'm not too sure. Who is that? Oh, it's Lewis Hamilton. Stupid. I'm getting overwhelmed. It's one of those collections that's just incredibly overwhelming. We've never seen anything this crazy. We have some choppers. We have private jets. I mean, there's not much that this gentleman is not into. Folks, Sugar Ray Leonard personally hit this very worn out speed bag. And today, Christen Cars is gonna hit it as well. I'm kidding. It's probably worth $1 million. You wanna talk about something? We were trying to figure out something like niche to pick out and like talk about for a little bit. Right here. I'm not a sneaker guy, But if you know, you know. And everybody knows. You know what those are? Those are the Back to the Futures. This is an important sneaker, Jack. To my knowledge, when you slip your foot in, it just automatically tightens. Folks, if you thought this was the shoe section, you'd be mildly incorrect. There's about 700 more pairs, which we're gonna show you in a little bit. But first, some more cars. Making our way over to the next section of this massive collection, we find ourselves the James Bond car in the James Bond spec, the Aston Martin DB5. If any of these cars are of interest to you and you are a multimillionaire, they're all gonna be auctioned on May 31st to June 1st. Tell them Chris and Cars sent you. Onward and upward, folks. Tiger, no idea. No idea. Who makes it? Sunbeam. Never heard of the company. I'm just reading labels now, folks. Cool little car. Would be a nice, like, beach cruiser. Never heard of Sunbeam. Anyway, 4GT, based on the Chicago Bulls livery. It was specifically custom for the Chicago Bulls. You don't get that if you're a regular. We completely glossed over the Carrera RS, the GT350, and the Don Johnson Miami Vice Daytona. We're getting excited, we're getting ahead of ourselves, and we're skipping cars. Will be better. What we're not skipping over, Chris and Cars spec Jaguar E-Type. Older Porsche, we're under the impression that it's a 356. To my left, another 356 looking classic Porsche. We'll educate ourselves on the older cars. We will. The Piece de Resistance, the Lamborghini Countach. And right behind me, I mean, this is a full-size model. Look at the full-size model, and then look at the piece of artwork. I got distracted by the full-scale Countach. I almost oversaw this incredible artwork. That's the size of a 200-inch plasma screen TV. Who's making this stuff? Where do you even find this stuff? We have tachometers, speedometers, chronometers, and I guess he has a boat as well. I don't know if the actual boat's gonna be auctioned. Oh wait, no, it's got an X on it. Never mind, folks. You can't have the scale model of his yacht. We're now casually making our way past this Gulf-inspired helmet. We have two speedsters right in front of me. And you will notice, the observant viewer will notice, that we are in the hat region. If you thought hats weren't being auctioned off, welcome to the party. And to my left here, one of the OG Bugattis. I don't know why, it might have been for performance, but the tires are slanted inward, which is interesting. And the funniest windshields I've ever seen. Each person gets their own windshield. That's it. We did it again, folks. Completely overpassed the 300 SL Gullwing. And I mean, I just have to say, every one of these cars does not have a single swirl, scratch. I mean, the wheels are polished to the nines. I wish my car looked like this. Oh, it's Carl Benz. Carl, how the heck are you? He's looking good. Look at that stash. Look at the stash on Carl Benz. Are you kidding me? Carl Frederick Benz, creator of Mercedes, if you couldn't put two and two together. He'd probably be pissed that the C63's got a four-banger in it now. Also a GT4 in the back. Leaving the hat section, moving over to the helmet section, C1 Corvette, stunning spec. Silver with the red dipped interior. Even the steering wheel is red. This is it, folks. We are at the Dare to Dream collection, and this is the dream. Split window, black paint, again with the red interior. C2 Corvette. What a spectacle that is. I'm not even gonna take a guess. Big Jaguar. A lot of things in the grill there. Another 356, folks. If it's not a 356, we're 0 for 3 on classic Porsches today. But come on back here. I mean, the helmet section, folks. Should I buy one of them? I'm gonna take a shot in the dark. I'm gonna go with Dale Earnhardt Jr. I don't know. It's the only race car driver I know that's not like F1. Into this side back room alleyway type thing, there are 1,000 posters. The wall is completely riddled with some of the coolest posters I've ever seen, and obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 motocicletas. What is this? What is this? This is the Jetsons car. It's not the Jetsons car, but it just looks like it. That is the funniest little thing. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare drive down the I-95. It's called a Messerschmitt. It's got to be what it's called. That's what it says on the side. Jack, grab the side. A little bit of an intermission from the automobiles. And if you thought there was just going to be a sneaker shelf and not a sneaker room, incorrect. Hello, Kobe Bryant. Let's make our way in. Should I go in first? You want to go in first? I'll go in first. Okay. Alrighty. Welcome in. I've never been in a sneaker room unless it was a sneaker store. But I want to pay attention to these right here because these are actually the self-lacing ones. The ones on the other wall, not self-lacing. So a little bit of a discrepancy there. These are the original Pigeons. I don't know the origin, but if they're in a glass case, you could probably put two and two together and say that they're very, very expensive. A very massive chandelier here. Not only are there incredible collector sneakers here, but it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. It's an entire room. There's a lot of books. There's a lot of sneakers. I didn't know Under Armour was going to make the cut, but they're probably signed by one of the most famous Under Armour athletes. One shoe that I really want to point out, those have to be Mr. Shaquille O'Neal's. They don't make those from the factory. You can't get those off the rack. You have to custom order those bad boys. But on that note, if you thought the sneaker tour was over, again, incorrect. Gentlemen, this room is bigger than the other room. Conference room. Sneaker collection, conference room in the sneaker collection. I'm so upset that I don't know a lot about shoes. You could just tell that they all have some sort of history to them. I mean, this section right here, these are all the sneakers I wanted when I was in grade school. But they were like $250. So we stick with Payless. We have some artwork here on the wall, some more sneakers on this back wall. There's a television in the sneaker room. Also, the sneaker room's bigger than my apartment. Just soak it all in. Anyway, sneaker tour is done. Let us know what your favorite pair of sneakers is. I probably glossed over one that's like one of the coolest sneakers in the entire world, but sorry, I'm not well informed. These might be the best sneakers of the entire collection. They're signed by Michael Jordan. Of course they are. Anyway, moving on. We're back on cars here. We have an Austin Healey 3000 Mark III. Yep. To my right, an older brown on brown Aston Martin Zagato, just casually sitting here. One of the most iconic Porsches of all time, the 959. And right behind it, a black with orange wheels Porsche GT2. And to my left, one of my favorites, a slant nose roof. I'd like to explain why the roof is one of my favorite Porsches. It's just the slant nose with the vents here, the side skirts poking out with the gills, and that massive spoiler. I mean, it's like a proper body kit. In the back corner, behind the vehicles that we just spoke about, we have the Dare to Dream library. Because we're consuming as much knowledge as possible, folks. And we have some more massive books. I didn't know they made books this big, but he has a dozen of them. There's a lot of literature here. There's signed basketballs. There's a golden hammer. I don't know what a golden hammer is doing at the library. There's a pair of FootJoy Europe golf shoes. A Formula One helmet that looks like it was signed by every single person associated with Formula One. CJ Khaled. You better believe he signed it. Everything here is signed. If it's not signed, it's not here. He probably made that exact face while he was signing this book. Moving over to another insane wall in the collection here, we have these scale model cars that are the most detailed I've ever seen. I'm going to try and make my way over there. I'm going to try to be very, very careful and gracious of the $400 million Porsche 959. Is this the amphibious car? This has got to be it. I think it goes on land and on sea. Yeah, look at this thing. Are you kidding me? Yes, the license plate says boatmobile. This is the amphibious car. You can drive it on the water, folks. They break for fish. That's what it says. I don't know if it's ever been in the water, but this Figaro is probably also worth a handsome penny. If you were wondering where all the shoe boxes are for 750 pairs of sneakers, they're in the back. They're in storage. Why does he have a BMW i8? Oh, passing by a couple of Land Rovers. That's cool. This is cool. I'm not like an old truck guy, so I'm not super knowledgeable. I don't think I'm knowledgeable in anything. But this Toyota, I mean, it looks like a super fun off-road machine. Let's address the elephant in the room, folks. We're looking at a serious car collection here. And he's still made room for the BMW i8. Look, these are one of those ones that, come on, think, Christopher. No, when they're like, what do you call, like, we built them in, like, shop class. They're like, dragster. These are dragsters. Look, the tires even, like, crumpled up. They, like, compress and twist. I mean, these things, look at the spoiler. Look at the spoiler on this thing. Wait. This is all functional material, folks. That's got to be, like, 12 feet tall, because I'm 7 feet tall. Anyway, bunch of NASCARs here. I don't really know how one individual acquires NASCARs unless you're a NASCAR driver, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that looks like an Indy car? Yeah, it looks. A lot of jerseys. We've gotten into the sports section. I see Masters memorabilia. I'm a big golf fan. If that's signed by Tiger Woods, I'm taking it off the wall and I'm bringing it home with me. A couple of tennis rackets. I'm not a tennis guy, but I know the bottom left. That's Roger Fed. That's it. That's all I know. Moving on to the golf section. Bubba Watson. That's a familiar face right there, folks. Bryson DeChambeau, also a familiar face. I mean, come on. I know all these people here. The whole Ryder Cup from 2018. Sign this. I'm bidding on the collection. Oh, Derek Jeter, up in the corner. A little New York tribute. We miss New York. We've only been out of the country for 6 hours. Folks, we found Tiger Woods. Bottom corner. If you'll zoom in on that middle signature there, you'll note that it's signed by the one and only 4-time Masters champion, Tiger Woods. Folks, we made it to the end of the tour, and this was the most insane supercar memorabilia sneaker collection we have ever seen. And a massive thank you to RM Sothebys for letting us have a look around. We'll see you next time. Folks, aside from the tens of millions of dollars worth of super and hypercars that we are seeing on this trip, the most insane spot, that's Toys R Us. We lost that in America. Our childhood, we're eradicated. Oh God, there's traffic. There's traffic. I was reminiscing.